Hey guys, it's Jacob Splendor from the Mobile Hunter, and today I'm here to talk to you about, as you guessed it, Asio gear. Now, every single piece of clothing I'm going to show you today is actually in this backpack, plus an extra late season bibs layer. As you can see, the backpack can fit quite a lot of stuff, and we'll get to that later, but Asio gear is a brand that I've repped for this entire past season. I've used it in a lot of different situations, from 110 degree weather to negative 10 degree weather, and I really loved it, and I want to show you guys some of the uses. Now, there's a lot of gear I break down in this video, but there's 46 items currently on Asio's website, if not more, by the time this video comes out. So go ahead and check out their gear at asiogear.com, and this will just give you a really small sample of what Asio gear has to offer you for early, mid, and late season hunting. So the first thing I want to touch on is their mid-weight pants. Now, these pants are excellent for that early season period. I've hunted in these again in 110 degrees. I've hunted them down to around 40 degrees, but they're rated for 90 to 60 degrees. And the reason that they are so fantastic for those high temps is this breathability here. They have wide open side pockets. You can literally just let air flow through here. They have double pockets on the front, so I can keep like rangefinder, wind checker, things I gotta get at quickly. Another pair of double pockets on the front right here. They have pockets on the side as well. They've removed the pockets in the back, and I'll spare you guys that view, but they remove the pockets in the back because very often in tree stands you have those pockets snagging on things like that. They have multiple belt loop system, more than just your average pair of jeans, so they hold up really nice, and they stand up pretty well to burrs, and they stand up really well to thorns and things like that as well. Now, I've used these pants in countless scenarios, and I really like using them on days where it's really hot out, or I just want to get a bunch of miles in and scout really far. That's their lightweight pants. So the next early season article of clothing is their lightweight hoodie. Now, this hoodie is excellent for breathability. You can open this up, cool down your core when you're out there hunting. It breathes really, really well. The wind hits you and cools you down very, very nicely in this shirt. I used it again in Nebraska. I killed my Nebraska buck with this shirt on this year. So this lightweight hoodie also comes with a neck gaiter. So you can put this gaiter over your face, put up the hood, and be extremely concealed. I can even zip that up further. And it's thin enough that you're not gonna have any obstruction to your bowstring, and it's breathable. Your air actually comes in and out of this. It's not one where you just coat it in sweat and you're breathing in your sweat the whole time. Of course, you can move that down easy, or you can take that hood off, put it behind your head, and wear it casually if you're in a situation where you don't really wanna have anything covering up your neck. Great option for the early season. So they also have early season gloves. Now, these gloves are what I've turkey hunted in. They have a little bit of freedom for your fingers here, so if you're trying to feel your trigger extremely sensitively, you can do that. You can actually type on your phone through these index finger and thumb pads, but I like to remove them and pull them down so I actually can get some feel on things like that. So this is where you're gonna start to see me get progressively sweatier as I go here, because I'm gonna be putting on thicker and thicker layers. The next thing I have to show you is starting with their mid-season lineup. The mid-season lineup for me starts with this mid-weight hoodie. Now, this mid-weight hoodie has got pockets that actually have a little bit of elastic right here that you can put your hands in, and it actually seals it up pretty well, keeps it fairly windproof. They've got the same neck gaiter, but it's a little bit tighter, a little bit more windproof. It's nice to keep your face warmer, and they've got a hoodie here that actually seals around your face a lot better, keeps that wind out. You can see how low profile my eyes are here. Really, really nice to get away with movement and be a little bit more camoed up. And then same case, you can put it beside your head. It's not gonna choke you out or anything if you don't want that neck attachment right here. Now, this actually has a windproof liner in it, so you're not getting just blasted with cold, and that cold cuts right through you. Of course, you northern guys know in the cold, when that wind hits you, it just cuts right through you. In this case, it actually doesn't. This is a highly water resistant fabric as well. That water resistance helps a ton for me. It's not completely waterproof. That fabric and that liner, that waterproof liner that's often in clothing, is fairly loud. All of this clothing is designed to be really, really quiet. On this layer and on several other layers, they actually have a little bit more muffled fabric on the back, so that when you're up against a tree in your tree stand, you're not scraping around making a whole lot of noise. And it also has thumb pockets. If you want to use this as an underlayer in the late season, you can kind of get your wrist covered up more, where we often get that breeze to come in. This is an excellent layer for any kind of drizzly day, a little bit rainy day in the early season, all the way down to your 20-degree days and stuff like that, where you need to be covered up well, have a nice form-fitting layer that really comes to you. And it's It's baggy enough where it needs to be in the stomach and everything, but it's tight enough on the wrists and it's tight enough on the chest that you're keeping that warmth in, and it seals better around your head, keeps you nice and concealed with that camo pattern. This is their windproof Sherpa line pants. Now these pants are incredibly comfortable, incredibly warm. They have the same pocketing system as the other pants you see, even more elasticy kind of material. They have an extra basically space in here so that you can stretch and move around pretty well. They still have this vent, which is excellent for walking in. It's giving you access straight to your skin and not just another layer inside here. Really, really nice for those walks in where you want to wear warm stuff, but you don't want to be sweating your ass off, quite frankly, once you get to the stand. This windproof Sherpa line jacket has this same Sherpa material that the inside of these pants do. You can see at the end of that cuff there, this Sherpa material is super, super soft, extremely, extremely warm stuff. This has a windproof layer, of course, it's in the title, and you're gonna be really, really warm wearing these pants. Again, this is more your 20-degree range. I've worn these down even colder. They are fantastic for that. And the next thing I want to show you right here is their windproof Sherpa line jacket 2.0. Now this jacket is fantastic. All of their zippers on their jackets come with this contact plastic. It's not a metallic material, so it's not like as you're zipping it up. It's actually quite quiet, especially if you get your fingers around it. It's a very, very quiet zipper. Again, keeping the bow hunter in mind is the whole purpose of this gear. It's got small cuffs, these elastic cuffs on the ends of the sleeves. They're fantastic at not letting any wind in. They really, really help you not lose any heat in your arms leading up to your core here. And they've got, again, that Sherpa material on the inside. They've got, not on this version, they don't have it, but this is the 1.0. Their 2.0 has a bow hunter's collar, so this collar actually droops down and doesn't interfere at all. So this is a older version of the jacket, but when you draw with the 2.0, instead of meeting this high cuff right here and this collar, they've actually designed the collar to slink down so that it's not obstructing your anchor points at all. They've got a place right here for a rangefinder. They've got a perfect pocket right here for a phone. Just a nice vertical pocket right there. Inside their hand pockets right by your stomach here is actually more Sherpa material. And inside where that Sherpa material is, there's actually a cinch strap. So if you can see here, if I pull that, it cinches down my waist. It actually keeps all of that cold air out extremely well and keeps it warm. We've also got softer material on the back here. This kind of material is excellent for not making much sound when you're rubbing against bark in a tree. This jacket is my go-to for about 80% of the season, anywhere from early October cold mornings to the late rut. I love using this jacket. It also comes with a feature that a lot of the times guys, when they get on jackets like this and they're really warm, they don't want to put their harness on over the top because they're obstructing their camo, and they don't really want to put it on underneath because it's such a pain to get it out and around that collar. They actually fixed that here, and they have a double vented little gap here. This is for your harness strap to come out of, and so when your harness is out through there, you don't actually have any wind coming through still, but you can actually have it up there and comfortably underneath your jacket while still having your camo on the outside. For their mid-season clothing, which I also do not have on hand, they have a windproof Sherpa line bib. It's their 2.0 bib. They also have a mid-weight shooter's glove, so that's going to be like the glove I had on earlier, but just more insulated. They have a core warmth vest. For a lot of guys I know that like to come in with these lighter layers on and then put a vest on and stay very warm. That's excellent at doing that. Cuts down a lot of that wind damage to your chest as well. And then they have lightweight top and bottom base layers. So the next category of their clothing I want to talk to you about is their late season gear. Their late season gear is from 38 degrees Fahrenheit down to 0, and even further, as I have tested myself, it is extremely warm stuff. In this category, they have their late season vest, their late season jacket, their late season bib, a windproof hand muff, a Sherpa lined windproof beanie that goes on your head, a windproof cold weather neck gaiter, so that's going to be an insulated version that keeps everything around here extremely warm, heavy top layer and heavy bottom base layer that go really, really well with the jacket and the bibs. This right here is their late season jacket, which I used a lot when I was in Ohio this year. It kept me extremely warm on all day sits. Now, the 2.0 jacket actually has that bow hunter's collar like we talked about before, where you're drawing and it doesn't impede any of your anchor points. It's a really awesome feature. Unfortunately, I just have the 1.0 on me right now. But This jacket right here has a rangefinder pocket as well, or phone pocket if you prefer. The outside of this jacket is stitched in right here, but this sleeve helps keep all of that wind out as it comes up and blows into your arms. And this is an extremely windproof jacket that actually has the Sherpa on the inside of the pockets as well. And I gotta say, putting your hands in here combined with that windproof sleeve is like wearing a hand muffin itself. It's extremely, extremely warm. Of course, they have the contact plastic zipper that's really, really quiet when you zip it up. They've got different stitching of fabric right here. You can see this seam right here. This fabric right here is a little bit quieter, so if you're brushing up against trees, it extends onto the back. It's much, much quieter. Actually, underneath here in this webbing right here, they have more of that elastic material so you can move around without pulling your jacket up. Inside this jacket, right at the base here, they have this little cinch right here. If I pull this, you'll see that it actually bunches up the base of that jacket and keeps it tight, so when you're sitting in your tree stand, it doesn't ride up your back. And a lot of us will often feel that cold draft right here. It's not gonna happen at all with this jacket. This jacket is extremely, extremely warm. I'm gonna take it off here because I'm starting to sweat quite a bit. Get down material on the inside, and will keep you warm and windproof and water resistant for all those long all day sits when it comes to rut and roll grinding trying to get a buck. So for extras, the first thing that I have here is actually their compact mobile hunting backpack. Now this mobile hunting backpack is fantastic. I've used it quite a bit. They've got a large pouch up front. They have a different section right here that you can actually, I use to strap my clothes to it. They've got vents right here as well. These vents are for the waterproof layer. Now this entire bag is completely waterproof. It's got very silent material on it, and it opens all the way down to the base if you prefer, so you can actually flip that open, put things on the inside pocket right here, like I've got my thermocell attachments and some extra toilet paper right here. It allows you to actually open that bag, and it holds its frame open when you're in the tree stand, so you can put this up against the tree and that whole compartment will be open to you. It's got several different sections on the inside here. It's got a hard back material. You can put all sorts of things in here. Right here, I like to put water bottles. I like to put snacks and stuff like that. I've got different GoPro attachments in here right now from turkey season, thermocells, stuff like that. It's got 4 of these pockets. I can fit a couple different cans of mosquito spray and Picaridin in there as well. It's got a very, very deep downside right there, so you can fit quite a bit of stuff in here, and this is actually their smaller version of the bag. It's got another waterproof section up top here that's right above that flip over compartment. I actually like to put my microphone in there. It's got a handle right here, so you can either grab it by this or I like to hang it on the tree there. Another pouch right here where you can put a water bottle. It's sections within this pouch, elastic, that you can actually put stuff in there. I like to put sometimes a tripod in here, and I use these clips to hold that tripod in place. Right here, it's got 2 zip-up containers. These zip-up sections are where I put extra trail camera batteries, my car keys, and wallet. I like to put a rangefinder in here, grunt tube, anything I gotta get to pretty quickly or keep sealed away extremely safe. Now, my favorite feature of this bag is the back bracing system I have, and if you look here, you can actually see air between that bag and the brace, and that's because of these really, really strong wire components right here. They hold the frame of that bag like a frame pack. And so what you can do here with this bag is put it on and actually have a legit support against your back still, but an air gap between it, and that saves you so much on those long accesses from sweating like crazy. It's got a chest strap here. The larger bag has a belt component as well. Even has shoulder relief here, so you can pull here, make the bag ride up more on your shoulders or hang off less. It'll help you adjust for those long carry-ins in the late season where you gotta haul a bunch of gear in as well. And of course, they have different straps right here, different buckles on the front side, so that you can clip in any amount of climbing gear or anything like that. And the awesome thing about this is I can't pull these apart right now because they have this little cleat that actually locks it. So I have to pull this cleat off of the strap so I can extend it, and it makes it so that you can tighten it and that thing will not loosen up on you. I can pull pretty hard and that will not loosen. It's also an extremely quiet buckle as well, so if you slide it in like this during hunting season, that's now clipped. It's very, very quiet. So I can put it back in. It's very, very quiet. All of this stuff on this bag and all of Asio gear is made to be as quiet as possible, and it's made for the tree stand hunter, especially as you can tell by the camo pattern. They also have other things in their extras category. They have, like I mentioned, the Raptor Camo Stealth Strips, which are great for your six and stand. They have this backpack. They have an even larger one. You can see just how well this camo pattern blends in
to this pine tree right here. At a distance, you can barely see the seams here between this and the actual tree. Now, it's wrapped around the tree, so obviously you can make out that outline pretty well. You can see the way that this wraps back around the tree. But as far as the difference between the tree and the camo, there's virtually none. It works really well, and it works on a bunch of different bark patterns as well. And this is the same theory and the same premise that owls use when owls are blending into trees. There's lots of times that you'll see an owl fly up into a tree and it'll stop moving and it'll just disappear. This is what makes Asio gear so effective. That's what I've experienced a lot this past season, what I experienced with deer and turkeys as well, is that when you got a tree where you have a backdrop where you're breaking out off of it like a branch would, and that deer catches you moving and you stop moving, you disappear. That's exactly what happened with my buck in Ohio. That's what's happened on many other cases with a lot of different deer this season. I really do feel like Asio, the pattern is fantastic, and it gives you a little bit more forgiveness on your movement, that when you get caught and you stop moving, it's much easier for you to disappear in that deer to gain recomfortability. 100% of Asio gear has a lifetime warranty. This is my favorite thing about the gear. I really like how Asio gear stands behind the brand. Every bit of their gear, if you threw it in the fire, ripped it on a climbing stick, if you ran it over with your lawnmower, anything like that, they will replace it for free. And they have a very fast drop shipping method. They're hunters that care about other hunters, and I've personally seen some of the benefits of their warranties with people that have been through really unfortunate situations and got their gear replaced 100% free within a week. So any bit of gear that you see and you have seen on this, if you screw it up, you will get a new set of that gear for absolutely free. So Asio really stands behind their stuff, and if you do want to check this out, lay your hands on it, sweating it the same way that I am right now, go to either the Dalton, Georgia Expo, the Manheim, Pennsylvania Expo, or the Kalamazoo, Michigan Expo. They often give a pretty good discount and give you free shipping when you go to their shows and buy their gear at shows. Please consider checking out Asio gear. Get you something for the early season, the mid season, the late season. They will have you completely covered for any time of year.